That was definitely the most tolerable it's been since I started doing the commentaries on it. We started back in 2018, and eventually Matt took over. But me and Zach have been doing it for 8 years now, and every single year there have been like so many downs for it's like them getting worse and worse. Over the last few years, I think it's improved slightly, but in really minor ways. Last night it was like, there was really nothing outrageous in it last night. I can't, the only thing that they did that I thought was like really off-putting was their song selection for the In Memoriam, because that's a pretty famous song. I forget its name, it's really old. My understanding of the song is it is actually about death, and you know, feel free to correct me on that. But I've seen it's been used in so many movies and shows for a scene like that. It's been in so many funeral scenes, you know. And it does not convey a feeling of celebration of life. It does not convey a warm feeling or a sad feeling. It conveys a horrifying feeling. Like, imagine you're like a year in the past and you're one of the fucking people on that, and it's like, look at this shot from a year in the future, and you see yourself on there with that music playing. I know that's a super specific hypothetical I just made up, but I'm just saying it's terrifying how they did that. That was not good. The people doing the music were great. I mean, don't get me wrong, props to them, but I don't think that was a good pick at all. I thought that was like the easiest to make fun of thing all night. What a weird fucking song to use for that. It's a beautiful song, I like it, but it's not for an In Memoriam. That's just not where you use that track. Oh man. The only way I could like see that being used in a In Memoriam is if it was being done like in a movie, a satire, you know? Yeah, it just does not work. Other than that, like, I don't think any of the awards they gave out, I don't think there was like a face palm this year was like, why the fuck was this nominated? Why the fuck was this nominated? Sure, but why the fuck did this win? I was happy with a lot of the picks. Anora was definitely the favorite, and you know, I mean, I really liked Anora. I kind of wanted the Substance to win some more stuff, or maybe them to spread it out a little bit. Fucking Sean Baker went home with like, what, 3 or 4 of them, and Anora won more than that many Oscars. It's just, he specifically got to take them. Did not know he edited the movie himself. That is really cool. I can't think of the last time I've seen it. I can't think if I've ever seen that. I've definitely seen the director edit their own movies before. Look at any person like releasing their stuff online, for example. But to go up there and win an Oscar for both directing and editing, has that happened yet? Very possible, but damn, that was cool. That was really interesting. And Anora was a well-edited film. I really enjoyed it. I liked a lot about it. Kieran McCulkin winning for Best Supporting Actor was like a personal one for me that I was really happy with. I guess just talking about the show itself, Conan is a way better host than Jimmy Kimmel is in every single way. I rolled my eyes at some of the stuff he said. He's still hosting the Oscars, but he actually had some jokes that were funny. He actually had some balls with some of the jokes he was making. And I didn't want to punch him in the face every single time he was on screen, unlike Jimmy Kimmel, who I don't think there's anyone out there, like, he's just one of the people I respect the least in Hollywood that isn't a criminal, you know? Really can't stand him. Hope they don't bring him back. Conan is probably the best of like the nighttime talk show hosts, which I don't really like most of them. Kimmel's definitely the worst one though. But Conan is definitely, he's always like seemed to have a better sense of humor than most of them. And he had some zingers. He had some good jokes, he had some good material, and he also knew when to fuck off. And to be fair, I don't know how much of that is actually on the host. I think that the people planning the show and putting the show together might have more of a say of how frequently the host can come on, because if it's all up to the host, then they can choose to either not come on at all, or they can choose to take up half the show. But I'm going to say Conan was a lot less intrusive than Kimmel, and I don't know if that says more about the Academy itself or it just says more about Conan, but I'm assuming that, you know, I'm assuming that's not, like, the host doesn't get to just pick how often they show up on the screen. That wouldn't really, that wouldn't make a lot of sense. But bottom line, he was actually pretty good. I thought the song picks this year for Best Original Song were very boring. If I actually liked them, then I probably would have been disappointed by this choice, but they did not sing the 5 nominated songs, but instead just did these like 3 different performances. There was like a Wicked and there was like a Wicked tribute and a James Bond tribute, and the Wicked tribute was cool because they actually threw in Somewhere Over the Rainbow too. I thought that was sweet to kind of do the 2 films together like that. The James Bond one was kind of neat. And then they just throw a fucking song from The Wiz in there out of nowhere. It's not out of nowhere. There was a huge, speech leading up to it. It was relevant to what they were talking about. But that was fun. That caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for that. That was neat. Really, this was probably this has to be the best year it's been, and I don't even it's not even because I'm the happiest with the awards. Like, honestly, when it comes to best picture that I'm like really happy with, like a best picture one that I'm really happy with and on board with, it's going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once and Parasite. But Anora, yeah, I can't even comment on it that hard because I only watched 4 of the best picture nominees. I normally do better than that. I watched 12 nominees total. I normally get more in there. Kind of slacked off this year with that, but you know what? That's fine. We're really kind of here just to kind of make fun of Hollywood for the night, but we're definitely talking about movies too. We're talking about our love for movies, and sometimes good movies get picked for the Oscars. So hey, it's worth something. Yeah, they did a better job this year. It's still Hollywood. It's still the Academy. It's still us sitting down and watching a fucking 3.5-hour award show. But it was definitely the most tolerable it's been, and sometimes it almost makes it more boring because it's like it gives us less material to work with. But at the end of the day, you never really run out of material when making fun of Hollywood. It's very hard to run out of stuff to say about those goofballs, those jackasses. So yeah, I'm okay with it this year. Nothing outrageous happened. There was no naming the wrong movie for Best Picture. There was no person getting assaulted on the stage. It was all pretty tame this year. So you know what? Good job, Academy. I appreciated Flow winning. I would have preferred Memoir of a Snail for Best Animated Feature. At the same time, I knew there was no chance in hell that Memoir was going to win, and I'm happy it's not Inside Out 2. I did not dislike Inside Out 2, but I'd be okay with Disney never winning that category again. Anyway, that's all. Good job, Academy. The video will be on Match Channel someday. It's a fucking... I used to be the editor of those videos. It's a big process. Have some patience with Matt. It is kind of a pain in the ass. It's fun, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to edit it. It's definitely a more fun thing to record than it is to edit. At least I think so. Maybe Matt will disagree, but it's tedious for sure.